Hello everyone. So I thought I'll do different type of video this year since it is probably going to be my last video of the year. And it's a video which kind of closes off 2021. And I'll share some of my statistics channel wise. I would also share some of my statistics pen collection wise and so on, and I want to also tell my viewers and potentially people who might want to subscribe what I plan to do next year. So starting off 2021, I guess it's been more of the same COVID wise as compared to 2020. For lots of us, it's probably a pretty forgettable year. For myself, writing, obviously using fountain pens has definitely helped me, right? So I have been writing nearly every day using my fountain pens, and I find that there is a little bit of a therapeutic effect to all of that. And lots of people, when they think of people who use fountain pens, would think that these people would usually do journals and all that. I have not maintained a journal for 2021. Essentially, the type of writing I do, I like to kind of do things repetitively, just to give you an idea of, there is a little quote here from Eleanor Roosevelt, which I kind of write repeatedly, with mistakes and all. And that to me is kind of a fairly typical writing practice which I do. I find stories, I find lyrics, or which I like, and then I will write them repeatedly until I'm not sure whether I'll ever get satisfied with my handwriting, but that's what I do. So enough about that. So in terms of my channel, I have passed 500 subscribers, so that's been a major milestone for me. And on average, the channel is getting about 10,000 views per month, right? So, again, I'm not too sure how good or bad in statistics wise that is, but that's the state of the channel right now. My hope is by next year sometime, I would be able to pass the 1,000 subscriber mark, and hopefully with that I would actually be able to get more source more pens for to do quick looks and reviews on this channel, right? So that's very simply what I'm thinking channel wise. So in terms of my pen collection, I have actually gone past the 50 pen mark, right? So I have accumulated, if my count is correct, about 51 pens, not over the year, but right now I have 51 pens. And currently, what do I have inked up? So this is actually my selection of pens that I've currently either doing getting some evaluations done, or getting used to the pen. I used to for this channel do unboxings, and where I'll actually just unbox a pen and then start writing with it and give some impressions. And I'm not sure whether or not those types of videos are useful, because for any fountain pen, you have to use it over time, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, to kind of get a feel of the pen before I think I'm comfortable to actually give some impressions to as part of a video or as part of a quick look, right? So these are my pens that are inked right now. The way I normally do it is I use this pretty cheap pen tray for currently inked pens, and I try to keep currently inked pens strictly to the 12 pens. And then I have obviously other folders out there that hold pens that are not inked which I'll pull out and then ink them up as part of rotation. So some pretty interesting pens which you'll see next year would be obviously this big boy. So I'm going to talk about the custom Urushi next year. You'll see also some, and of course the Scribo Feel, a recommendation from one of the viewers, and also this Jinhao 51A, something I'm looking at right now. But you'll see some strange pens that you might think it's kind of out of place in my collection. So I mean, I still use the Preppy. I believe it's one of the best pens per pound or per dollar you can find out there. And out of all of these pens, maybe I just want to share like which pen I use the most, which pen I nearly always keep inked up, and no surprise, it's actually the 823, Pilot Custom 823. And it's no surprise because if you look on Google in terms of most search for fountain pen, this pen is on the top of the heap. I think everyone realizes that the 823 has kind of hit the sweet spot in terms of nib performance, in terms of size, in terms of weight, in terms of literally anything like capacity. So in terms of most used pen throughout the year is probably this one. I do also keep a loom inked up most of the time, and I nearly always have a TWSBI inked up. I have not reviewed this 580 as well, but that's also something which I'm going to review next year. In terms of ink, my inventory of inks is roughly at 35 plus ink bottles, and my plan is actually kind of to slim that down a bit. So I mean, when I was buying inks initially, it was actually based on color, and I was testing some brands out. In terms of brands which I think I've more or less settled on, and I'll probably these brands would probably form the bulk of my ink in the future. I might be letting go some of the other inks that I have, and that's obviously inks by Pilot, specifically from their Hiroshi Zuku line. I also like the regular Pilot inks. This year, sadly, Inner Hole has been discontinued, so I have tried to stock up some of that. It's one of my favorite ink colors. So out of the 35 bottles, I have roughly 12 or 13 bottles of Pilot Hiroshi Zuku. The other brand which I am a great fan of is obviously Waterman. And my, over the year, I have actually used up, not sure whether it will show up here, but nearly half a bottle, or kind of 2/3 of a bottle of this. So I'll probably standardize or kind of stick with these two brands in the future when I'm using ink. So in terms of subjects for next year, the main thing that I want to do, my focus would be to do a follow-up video on ink. So I did a video on ink previously, and having rewatched it myself, I think that it's, probably I have a lot more to add on that topic. So I'm going to be doing one of those. Another video which I'm going to be doing is regarding which nib, what's my nib of choice, right? So I mean, so pertaining to whether or not I like a fine, extra fine, medium, and so on. I'm going to be sharing my my nib preferences, and that's something I'll be sharing. The other thing which I'm going to do obviously will be a lot more of the quick looks and comparisons. Since my pen collection has grown quite a bit, I'm going to be doing some more comparisons, specifically on nibs that kind of pens that are kind of complementary and also kind of competing with each other, right? So I'm going to be doing that. One last thing is regarding my pen acquisitions. I probably will not be buying pens at such a rate that I've done for the past year. I mean, those of you who've been following me from the beginning know that I only got into fountain pens in November of 2020. I might, let one or two pens go out of my collection, and I'll probably do a video on my reasons for that. But in terms of actually acquiring pens, I'll probably slow that way down for 2022. So that's my very quick summary of what has happened in 2021 and some of the plans for the channel going forward. I hope everyone stays safe. I hope everyone has a great new year, and I will see you in the next year. Take care and bye bye.